Welcome back to Delta Hands. Joe Lackie looks for the subtle essence of a moment.
I think I take more time to smell the roses and to look at what God's created than I would have otherwise. I think otherwise you just sort of go through life and pass by that beautiful oak tree or the beautiful azalea or whatever it is, or the heron or whatever, old home, without really seeing them. But if you're an artist, you really look at it. You say, what's really there, you know? And if you want to leave it out, you can, but it's nice to know it's there. And sometimes you say to yourself, that would make a nice painting. And sure enough, most of the time when you see that, it probably will. Probably will. The interesting thing about it is that the next artist that comes by will see the same thing, and he'll see an entirely different painting. And what you're doing there, you're getting the opportunity to view that particular setting or picture or painting from different eyes. I couldn't be a solo lone artist. I don't believe I'd paint if I couldn't paint with other artists. I do that almost every week, and I learn from them and they learn from me, and I get new insights, and that way you continue to grow and your work stays fresh, and I think that's a real important part of it. This is an old home in St. Francisville, Louisiana. I do a lot of painting up there. It's an English style home, and I've painted it from several directions. It just lends itself well. I think it's an artistic home. Besides that, I have pleasant association with it. The people that live there and own the place are very kind to me, and I can paint around there whenever I want to. And besides being a neat place to paint, it has a nice feel to it. And I think that comes across. The paintings, I've never done a bad painting of it. This may be the first one. That is the Temple of Poseidon, the Greek god of the sea, and that is located near Athens, Greece. And we arrived at that place about sundown, and so it was an awesome setting. I think the success of that painting is that it makes me relive that moment. You know, I think it captured the essence of the sunset at the Temple of Poseidon. We spend a week on the beach, and there's a blue heron that comes wandering down the beach front fishing, and he's not very afraid of you. You can get pretty close to him, and if you walk up to him, he'll fly around you and go on down and fish. But that's sort of where that came from. The post or the stick that he's standing on, it came out of City Park Lake. I sort of moved that for him there. The Indian is a man by the name of Chief Fred Lookout, and he is an Osage Indian. The picture that I took this painting from, or the pen and ink sketch from, is one that was taken back in the early part of the century by the father of a friend of mine who was a journalist in Oklahoma. I call the painting the Spirit of the Chief. And I hid down in one section of it a younger Indian. It's just an opportunity to put down on paper the way I see something. I've painted when sweat was rolling down my forehead, and when my brush was almost freezing in the watercolor. I don't know. It's what I see at the time, and trying to manipulate that and put it on paper, and maybe sometime it's like I would like to see it. For example, the painting I'm working on of the old home here. There's a very bright flower out in this that really wasn't there. But it may be one of these days, and it may have been before. And when I saw it, it was there, so that's the way it is. If you look at my work over the years, it's changed, and if you look at it, what I do tomorrow versus what I'll do day after tomorrow, yesterday, they're different. The old Indian's different than the temple at Poseidon, and the old home that I'm working on here, different than Poseidon or the other, or the heron, the wildlife. I don't know. I look at a lot of artwork, and sometimes it kind of kicks off something in your mind that says, yeah, I kind of like to go that direction. But to tell you what the next move is, I don't know. I'm not even sure how this painting is going to turn out. It's nice to be able to be the, I'm the boss of the painting. You know, if it doesn't work, it's just a piece of paper.
On Delta Hands, our next visit is with a man who has enough creative energy for a family of lifetimes.